24 to 2026-01-28. I attach copies of these statements marked NPM 5I to 5IX and a copy of a death certificate of Constable Khosa marked NPM 5X.
If I may then direct you to your annexure file for these annexures NPM 5, Roman 1 to NPM Roman 5. They start at page 14 of your annexure bundle.
Yes, Commissioner, I'm there.
You state that these were obtained over a period starting the 24th of February 2023 to the 28th of January 2026. You state that at your paragraph 51.
And that's correct, Commissioners.
Have you located the annexures in your exhibit bundle, in your annexure bundle? Have you located them?
Yes, yes, Commissioners.
Before we go into these to the extent that is necessary, is there any particular order in which you have filed them in the file?
Yes, Commissioners, they are filed according to the sequence of the dates they were obtained.
With the first being?
With the first being Alexandra Fritz, until the last being Constable Exion.
Okay. So you note at your paragraph 51 that they range from the 24th of February 2023. Are you correct? Because if you say Alexandra Fritz was the first statement and we go to NPM 5, Roman 1, there's a signature there. Well, you have, it's in two parts really. It's the standard form called Statement Regarding Interview with Suspect, and that is dated the 17th of February 2023, that you will find at page 19 and page 20. And attached to that is the actual statement, which is dated the 24th of February 2023 at page 27. So you are relying on the date of the actual statement, not the warning form or whatever it's called that appears at the beginning of that annexure.
Commissioners, on that, I think it should be rectified. I'm relying on the warning statement,
yes,
the form, because even if it doesn't come back with the exact statement, as long as I have this, I will take it back for decision.
Okay.
So I think the date should be amended to the one for the form, which is the 17th of February, not the one where I got his statement.
We shall make that amendment accordingly. Thank you. So we are now then at page 14. You say Mr. Alexander Fritz was the first suspect you obtained a statement from. And that actual statement starts at page 22. Now, are you able to highlight for the commissioners what further information you were able to obtain from Alexandra Fritz at this juncture on the 24th of February 2023?
The information that I managed to get from the statement of Alexandra Fritz, it was the confirmation to say, yes, he was there in the premises on the day, as well as there was members from Brakpan Police Station, whereby he's mentioning one by the surname, The other one, he doesn't mention by the surname. So now it's helping me to say at least I've got another suspect that was not mentioned by Marius, that is now being mentioned by Fritz, that I must trace. Even though he doesn't mention to say who was the other police officer, but I knew that if I get this one, then he will be able to tell me as to who was he driving with. I will not be able to divulge more, but what I just wanted to highlight to the commissioners is to say, even though he was there, but he is distancing himself from seeing the deceased on the day in question. He arrived, yes, in the premises, but according to him, he didn't see anyone there. He saw the police officers who were there busy working as the house was ransacked, according to his statement. The members that he knows, that he just give description as to how did he look like. What I can say to the commissioners, that even though we had a list of 12 suspects, including the deceased suspects in this matter. But it can happen that after arrest, we can be able to arrest more people that were involved, because I do believe that it was not only these ones. They were more. And after these suspects can be arrested, that is when I will be able to interrogate them based on the information I'm having. But for now, I cannot interrogate them because they are not yet charged.
Thank you. I see, I would like to refer you to a part of that statement with reference to what you read out from the memorandum you sent to the DPP in December 2022, and just to check that it will not compromise your case. So I would like you to consider it and confirm if you can. We can read it out, or you can just confirm by reading it. In this regard, please refer to page 23 we are still in Fritz's statement.
Yes, I'm there.
And in particular at paragraph 7. And paragraph 7, he speaks to the detail of the vehicle he was driving on the day. This is after he confirms having been on duty on the 14th of April in the evening. You see that?
Yes, I see that, Commissioner.
Now, my question is, are you able then to speak to that aspect with reference to what you have stated and you have set out at in NPM 4, which is your report to the DPP regarding the vehicle you are able to track through the AVL system?
Yeah, yes, Commissioners, that's correct. But Commissioners, if you can excuse me on this paragraph, because I realize there is something that I don't want to read out.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm happy with that.
Yes.
I'll leave that question. I was quite hesitant too. I don't want to compromise your case. But at least, because the commissioners can see what is at paragraph 7, they have the DPP report. Can you confirm that the information that is at paragraph 7 is the information you had already communicated to the DPP?
That's correct, Commissioners.
Thank you. So, you recall yesterday you testified about your meeting with, I think it's the mother of the deceased.
That's
who
correct.
related a visit by a certain Zander Fritz, who represented himself as a Hawks person or officer. Please have regard, we're still in Fritz's statement, page 26. I think yesterday we made a fleeting reference to it.
I'm there, Commissioners.
And I am interested in particular at paragraph 16. You may, you'll decide whether to read it into the record, to read it to yourself and comment to the commissioners insofar as it is relevant to what the deceased mother told you about that particular visit.
Yes, Commissioners, I can read this on record, but I won't mention one name that is mentioned there. But I can read the paragraph on record.
Please do then skip those parts that you think is not appropriate to read out.
I got work from this individual mentioned here that Cobus had organized for me shortly after the 14th of April 2022. They gave me a few cases that they wanted me to investigate. And one of the cases were the one that Constable Sibande and myself assisted in Crocodile Street in Salis Village. I went to the address where I met a lady and told her that I'm from Hawk Risk Protection and asked her about the truck that was standing on her premises. She then told me that her husband was found dead in the lake. I left my number with her and said that if she had any information regarding the truck, that she must contact me. I told the company where I had got the work from that I was at the above address with Cobus to see if we could recover anything that was stolen from his client. I also told the person that he got a job from that the lady living there said her husband passed away and that the truck was no longer standing at the premises.
Thank you. Now, this is the 24th of February, 2023. There is more in this warning statement that we did not highlight here at the Commission. I want to establish from you the DPP having returned the docket to you after December 2022. You obtained this statement in February 2023. Was this not sufficient to return the docket to the DPP and say you now have more information and for a decision, or was it necessary to still do further investigations, and why?
Commissioners, yes. The docket was sent in December and then it was returned, I think, early January 2023 with further instructions. Then I started to follow on those instructions. As this statement, it's one of me noting the instructions from the DPP, but it was not enough of me to say, because now I'm having these statements now from Alexandra, I must take the docket back again to say they can prosecute. Because already I had enough evidence against Mr. Fritz. This is additional to show that evidence that I'm having, it proves he was there. But for me, because now I'm having these statements to take the docket back again, the docket was going to come back again to me to say, but there are further instructions that you haven't complied to. They are important as well. So for me, it was important to get the rest of other statements from the rest of other suspects that are mentioned here.
Okay. In your statement, now before I say that, we have now looked at Alexander Fritz's statement, which is NPM 5, Roman 1. There are a total of 9 statements in the file.
That's correct.
Beyond here, would you like to make any comments regarding the content of the other statements from the suspects? You had mentioned who these suspects were at your paragraph 51 that you obtained warning statements from.
Okay, what I can mention regarding all the suspects, because at the end, for this duration of the dates I've mentioned to say, it was from the 17th of February 2023, the first statement, until the last statement on the 28th of January 2026. All these statements, yes, they were at the premises, but none of them saw the deceased. They all arrived at the premises, but according to them, the deceased, they didn't have any interaction with the deceased. They didn't see him. That means he was not there when they arrived. And some of them, they didn't even go inside the house. They just ended on the premises. But for me, it's enough as long as they did arrive, because what I want to prove is they were on that premises on the day of incident.